I'm Matt Sargent at ABC Acres in Hamilton, Montana. We're out here today. I got our stocker group of cattle behind us, the steers, and our open heifers. And I've got some good news and some bad news for you all today. The good news, for those of you who are fans of Tim Southwell and when he does the videos, be prepared to see more of his face in the coming weeks. The bad news, I'm going to be leaving ABC Acres. This is my final week here. I've had an amazing opportunity present itself to me in my home state. So my family and I will be taking off on Friday. That'll be my last day as an ABC Acres employee. It's been an awesome year and a half. I've learned a lot. I've had great fun connecting with everyone who watches this channel, responding to your comments, talking to you. It's been really amazing, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you and give a quick recap of what I think are some of the more instrumental videos that we have done and the biggest lessons that I want a aspiring young farmer to keep in mind as they plan and design and develop a homestead and or farm. The first one is defining your context. You should check that out if you haven't already. It's a two-part video, but basically your holistic context is your guidelines in how you're going to produce, what you're going to produce, and how you're going to have a relationship with the land. It's really monumental, and without a clear context established, and the context can always change, but you can find yourself trying to tackle everything. And if you go through the holistic context decision-making process, it's going to start you off by saying what you need to have or what you need to produce to have the quality of life you want. And it's all about maintaining a quality of life for yourself, your employees, the people you work with, your neighbors, the livestock on your farm, should livestock fit into the holistic context. So I think defining your context is one of the most important things that many farmers don't do, and they find themselves kind of chasing this unknown ghost, and because they don't have a clear vision, a clear vision, a clear sense of purpose and direction, and they're trying to do everything. Another really important thing that I can't stress, especially when it comes to the permaculture farmer and or homestead, is the importance of magic mulch. Check this out. One of the governing influences of an ecosystem is the fungal activity. If you're clued in to any bit of permaculture whatsoever, you'll know that fungi have a very tremendous effect positively on plants and animals in the ecosystem. So utilizing magic mulch and or growing mushroom logs, you can check out both of those videos in our archive, are a way to reintroduce or vigor the fungal activity on your farm. I'm not going to put a link to it right now, but one of the other videos I did was defining our context, and I think that that's a great video to watch because it kind of shows how we define our context, and it's great to follow that one up, that's a great follow-up to defining your context, the two-part series. But in our context, grazing animals are really important. And I think that grazing animals are important on most contexts, unless you have a very small lot. One of the best ways to rapidly improve soil health is through the power of ruminants, whether they're grazing grasses or cover crops. You can see just last week I did a video about how the cows prepared our pumpkin patch. And cattle, small ruminants, sheep and goats, they're really powerful animals. But so an important thing to know how to do is to calculate how much forage they need on a daily basis, because if you're just set grazing them, that can actually be quite disastrous, and they're not building soil as rapidly as they can through a rotational grazing scheme. So check out Country Buffet, and it's a guide to calculating how much forage or how big of a paddock you need to set up to ensure that your cattle or sheep or goats have enough feed for a 24-hour period. But it's done in the context of multi-species grazing and leaving enough for the chickens or what other animals you have in your grazing system. Another lesson that I think is really important. Maybe not as important as those, but for almost anyone who's doing any sort of farming, seed starting is an important time of year. And the dense seed starting technique is a technique that I've been using for years. You should check it out. In my opinion, it's a way to save a lot of time. It lets you cull less healthy plants without wasting a lot of soil, and it produces amazing tomatoes and other crops. I use it for almost everything, so take a look at that. So that's the basic recap of lessons that, one, I feel were important that I shared with you, but in making the videos and teaching those lessons, they reinforced them for me, and they made me a better person. And I can only say that it's been an honor to be on this ride with you. ABC Acres is always going to have a special place in my heart. My time here will never be forgotten. And it's been awesome to get to know you all via this incredible World Wide Web. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And it's been real. And until we meet again, happy growing.